Dear children, in this session, let us learn and discuss about water cycle. At the end of this session, you will be knowing the definition for evaporation, condensation and precipitation. First, let us start with water. As we all know, water is the natural resource and 2/3 of the land surface is covered by water. That is about 71% of the earth's surface is covered with water. And we can find water in water bodies such as lakes, rivers, ponds, streams, seas and oceans, and also in glaciers too. Some amount of water is found in underground also. So these are the water bodies we can see in our surroundings. Apart from these, air also contain moisture in it. That means air also contain water. Most of our body weight is made up of water. Do you know that, children? In our total body weight, 75% of water is present. So now let us see how water changes its forms on heating and cooling. Okay. Let us start the water cycle process from evaporation. Let us learn the definition for evaporation first. Okay. Evaporation means water changes into water vapor on heating. So this process is known as evaporation. Okay. I'll repeat again. Water changes into water vapor on heating. This process is known as evaporation. As we discussed already, the earth contains large number of water bodies in it. So due to sun's heat, the surface water of these water bodies changes into water vapor. So this process is known as evaporation. There are some factors in nature, they influence the speed of evaporation. Okay, so let us discuss about the factors which influence evaporation. When there is a strong wind, evaporation takes place at a higher rate. If the exposed surface of water is large, means the evaporation occurs in a faster rate. That means if we consider about lakes, oceans, seas, the exposure of the water surface is higher, isn't it, children? So in that case, evaporation occurs at a faster rate. And also the temperature of the surroundings is high. If the temperature of a particular place is higher, means evaporation takes place at a faster rate, and the air contains no moisture. If the air is very dry, means the evaporation takes place in a higher rate. So these are some of the factors which influence the rate of evaporation. Okay, let us summarize. First one is strong wind, and the second is large surface of water exposure, and the third is increased temperature, and fourth factor is dry air. So these are the factors which influence the evaporation at a higher rate. Due to evaporation, the water on heating changes into water vapor, we discussed. Is it, children? So where does this water vapor go? Any idea you have? The water vapor goes up in the atmosphere and forms clouds. These clouds fall on the earth as rain. Okay. So let us understand how these water vapors are changed into water droplets. Okay, children, that process is known as condensation. Okay, let us learn the definition for condensation. Water vapor changes into water on cooling. Okay, I'll repeat again. Water vapor changes into water on cooling is known as condensation. As we go higher in the altitudes, that is in the mountain region, we feel that very low temperature occurring in that particular places. That is, In the mountain regions and hill stations, the temperature is lower compared to the land level. Okay, if we go higher from the sea level to the higher altitudes, the temperature is decreased. Okay, due to this decreased temperature, already the water gets evaporated in the form of water vapor, and that water vapor reaches the higher altitudes. Due to this lower temperature, that water vapor cools and condenses to form the water droplets in the form of clouds. Okay, so this process is known as condensation. Now let us discuss what is precipitation. As the water droplets gather together in the form of clouds, when the clouds are becoming very heavy to hold up the water droplets, they become in the form of rain again back to the earth. So this is known as precipitation, and the rain fills the water bodies again, and the process continues, evaporation of water taking place and condensation and precipitation. Like that, this process is continuously going on, so it is known as water cycle. Okay, thank you children.